This weekend, I watched one of the best pay-per-views of the year, and then I watched Bound for Glory. Hi, I'm Jason Agnew. I was talking about UFC 166, but unfortunately, I'm here with Jimmy Corderas not to talk about that, but instead, Bound for Glory, it happened last night. It's the WrestleMania of TNA, Jimmy, and AJ Styles is the new CM Punk of wrestling, apparently.
Well, I think CM Punk Light would be a better analogy here. He did win the title from Bully Ray in kind of convoluted fashion. Again, in true TNA fashion, a lot of running in and a lot of shenanigans going on. Then not really running into the crowd to kind of escape. It was more like a saunter, kind of like hang out with the crowd. Hey, how you doing kind of thing. There was no urgency there.
Nothing at all, Jimmy.
So I don't know. Is he still a part of TNA? Is he now the champion, TNA World Heavyweight Champion without a contract? I guess... Again, in true TNA fashion, tune in Thursday to find out.
Well, that's what you do. You watch a pay-per-view and then you tune in to Impact to find out what's actually going on. So that makes sense. I just didn't understand why AJ wins the title, is celebrating. Dixie stands there like this. When this happened with CM Punk, Vince McMahon sent Alberto Del Rio right to the ring in order to try to get that title back. There was no such thing on this pay-per-view of Dixie even caring. She just stood there and went like, oh, look at him going into the crowd.
Exactly.
Oh, too bad. So that was weird, but this whole pay-per-view was just filled with absolutely weird booking. Let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Of course, Kurt Angle inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame, but no, he rejects it. Tell me why this makes sense, Jimmy.
It doesn't.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you why that makes sense, but maybe in 1977 world where if he was Bob Backlund and he said, gosh golly gee, I really would like to earn this and earn the fans' respect, and I won't accept this until I do that, people would have probably cheered. But in today's day and age, it's like you hear him say that and you say to yourself, what an idiot. It's a different crowd dynamic, obviously, as you know, nowadays. So this, to me, did not work at all. It doesn't work as a babyface, doesn't work as a heel. It just is thrown out there and people are just scratching their heads.
I was also thrown by the fact that in the match last night, which was very good, you had Kurt Angle and Robert Roode. My problem with that whole match was really not much storyline leading into it. It seemed very rushed. Then the end of the match is Kurt Angle putting Bobby Roode into the ankle lock, and Bobby Roode doesn't tap out. Instead, what he does is pass out, and I don't understand how that move calculates into a pass out. And also, I was just expecting a run-in from Husamar Pahars.
Wow.
Yeah,
now, there's a reference. Google it, kids.
Yeah. No, but how does that even make sense, that finish?
It doesn't to me. And again, here, more nonsensical stuff coming out. The passing out, I guess, was kind of reminiscent of the Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin thing from WrestleMania 13. Again, so there's that big circle of life, Simba, that we're talking about. It didn't work here because he didn't pass out. He kind of came back. And then the referee raises his arm and kind of falls on the rope to break the hold. It was just weird.
Whole bunch of title changes last night, but the one that I really want to focus on, because I was surprised by it, was the tag titles, who I thought might go to bad influence on last night's show. Well, they didn't even make the pay-per-view, at least not in the tag team title match. Instead, you got the Bromans, who were considered a joke, jobbing out to ODB, taking the tag titles last night. Wait a minute, let me try this again. How did this make sense, Jimmy?
Let's go 3 for 3. This one didn't make sense either. I mean, here's a team that probably, the way they booked it, would have lost to you and I in a tag team match, and now they're tag team champions. The best tag team that they have right now are not tag team champions. Bad influence. Again, don't get it.
I will say, though, that as this match went on, the crowd did get into it. They seemed to start enjoying it, but nonetheless, didn't make sense is pretty much the slogan you can put under the pay-per-view. On the box, if you decide to get the DVD, just don't. Just watch Impact, because that's where all your answers are going to be. For Jimmy, I'm Jay. Remember, you can join me on The Lost Sunday nights on TSN Radio, where we will also try to clear up what happens on Impact and Raw and the whole world of wrestling.